Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating it's Thursday, October 11th, 2018. In both the Lynn life and the Jamie body mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimensions, and all other souls from all other dimensions, as long as the souls are already living by the many Search for Truth rules given to the Search for Truth community by wiser minds above all of us.
Oh, that just opened up a hole in the sky.
It does open up a hole in the sky. The rules include participating in the assignments given to the Search for Truth community, and the rules also include living by the rules before showing up here.
That's true.
And we've asked for as short as 5 minutes. And if you aren't willing to live by the rules for 5 minutes before coming in, do you want to think about what that says about your intentions?
It's very quiet.
It is quiet, and it's also a little bit more clear in the
That's
head.
true.
We know that there's a common error pattern where we haven't reminded everybody that this is simply an echo point.
That's true.
And so sometimes when the channeling comes through, there can be a little bit of tug of war because the listeners think, who are you to tell me that? And shut up, basically.
That's
and
true.
We need to take responsibility for that and remember that it is our responsibility to remind listeners that this is an echo point. You could think of it like a ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah, that's true.
But a dummy that holds to rules. And so we remind everybody that right now, if you look up, right now, attempt to find the speaker. The speaker is making a motion. It's not that guy who's waving really big. That's just some heckler.
That's true.
But there is a speaker who's making a motion, a very measured motion, and that's who's talking. Wait, keep looking higher. You guys look at the first heckler and you stop. Consider trying to look past 5 hecklers and see if you can find the speaker. That's better, and somebody is actually seeing them because I can feel the speaker feels eye contact being made by someone, and that's good.
That's true.
So that means somebody is actually able to make eye contact with who's speaking. And the person speaking, the very high up soul who's speaking, is saying, friends, we really need to focus on the fact that there is still not a soul assigned to planet Earth Ground Zero Planetary Consciousness job and given the resources to do that job, given the resources in the dimension in question. And that while many things might matter equally, it's possible that nothing matters more than actually getting a soul assigned to the life of the planet known as planet Earth in the dimension known as Ground Zero.
That's true.
Nothing might matter more to the presences on that planet in that dimension. And somebody else is saying, what difference does it make what that, and I apologize, they're saying chicken shit, that little chicken shit planet has a soul. How does that matter to any of us? And I apologize for the profanity. I'm just passing on what they're saying.
That's what they said.
That's what they're saying. What difference does it? Oh, you know what this is? This is like President Trump referring to countries as shithole countries.
That's true. This feels like the same attitude.
Same attitude. That speaker is referring to Ground Zero planet Earth as a chicken shit planet dimension combination, true. And that's fine. And we think that the point is that it is so small and easily manageable were it to have all the occurrences in place that are necessary for the situation to come together properly.
That's true.
And that while learning how to get the situation to come together properly, we can extrapolate to more important dimensions and more important planets. And we think that that's actually the point, that it is a chicken shit little planet dimension combination that nobody cares about, so to speak, other than the residents of the dimension planet combination. Why do you ask? For whom is the message and why do you ask? again, that same speaker up there is still tapping and saying, friends, we need to assign a soul and fund the soul. Assign a soul the job of planetary consciousness and give them the resources. And given that this soul is continuing on and saying, and given that nobody wants to reassign the resources of their pet toads to somebody else's pet toad, what we would really recommend is we take an already well-funded pet toad, so to speak, give them the job, and really put the pressure to them to get them to do it.
That's
do
true.
whatever it takes to get them to do it. Trick them, make it fun for them, make it so that they do the job. So we have to pick somebody with big bags of money, and we remind the presences listening that we have suggested as presences who might meet those qualifications. Pope Francis,
That's true.
Jeff Bezos,
That's true.
and Mark Zuckerberg.
That's true.
They all have access to big pots of money.
That's true.
They're not the worst guys in the world.
No.
And we would go with Pope Francis.
That's true.
But either of the other two guys are fine. Just trick them into doing what the situation calls for. Get them to do the right thing. They were given those big pots of money so that they could get this disaster out of the ditch. That was why they were given the bags of money. And this is true for everybody who's been given big bags of money, friends.
That's true.
It's true for everybody who's been given the resources. They've been given the resources because this planet dimension is in crisis and needs leadership to get it out of the ditch. And what seems to be happening is the presences with money are simply pulling it farther into the ditch and farther into the ditch and farther into the ditch, wanting to win, maybe, I don't know. And the winning argument seems to be with their own angels.
That's true.
Where their guardian angels are saying, do this, do this, do this. And they're saying, basically, kiss off. I'm not going to do it. I shall do the opposite thing.
That's true.
Which is sad. That presence way up high is still talking, and we invite all listeners to please direct their gaze up, because once again what seems to be happening is people are forgetting that this is just an echo point.
That's true.
This is just an echo point. So let's all of us look up, look past at least 5 hecklers, find the speaker who's actually speaking, and he's not making any hand gestures right now.
No, that's
He's
true.
just talking. And he's saying, we have these options on the table. Pope Francis as one bookend, and Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos as another bookend.
That's true.
And if you have a better idea in the middle, that's also fine.
That's true.
But if there's no willingness to reallocate resources, as it seems there is not, and to
That's
do
true.
it quickly enough that there's still time for the actions to be taken, then we must take action with the resources the way they've already been allocated. And now the game becomes how to trick presences into doing what they already promised Spirit they would do,
That's
and what
true.
they're already going to be held accountable for when they die, as is inevitable. That's
true.
the game. Trick people into doing the right thing. For whom is the message? And why do you ask?
It's very head-opening.
It's very head-opening. Why are you talking to us? Please look up. Please take up your arguments with those who are actually speaking. It's kind of like arguing with the translator.
Yes,
That's
that
crazy.
is true.
Why are you arguing with the translator? Speak to Putin,
That's true.
or however you pronounce his name.
That's true.
Friends, how about this? If Chief Seattle was speaking to you and we were translating what Chief Seattle was saying, wouldn't it be foolish to argue with the translator? Wouldn't it be more effective to speak directly to Chief Seattle? So please direct your inquiries directly to the speaker, and we can carry on from there. Or actually, you could think about Charlie in that one life that he really knocked out of the park, where he
That's
was a speaker of Aramaic, and his name was Yeshua. And for reasons that are unclear, we refer to him as Jesus when his name was Yeshua.
That's true.
And he spoke Aramaic, not English. So if Yeshua was speaking to you right now, wouldn't it be a little bit odd for you to have an argument with the translator? Why wouldn't you want to speak directly to Yeshua?
I don't hear a response.
No, I don't hear a response. Okay, however, the point really is, what now? What now in order to get a new soul assigned to ground zero planet Earth planetary consciousness job? What is it going to take? What is needed? Why can't we just sign the document right now and give the job to Jeff Bezos? Just to get it unstuck. Let's say give the job to Jeff Bezos. Give it to him. Why? Because his pot of money is a lot bigger than Mark Zuckerberg's.
That's true.
Give it to Jeff Bezos. And his wife is not a bad character. And
That's
she
true.
also is... All three of them are kind of in a race to be the best rich person.
Yeah, that's true.
And there are worse races to be in.
That's true.
Be a good rich person. Do it.